So that's
Do you
where
think it was a don't ask, don't tell type situation where guys maybe suspected and assumed,
oh
but
they
everybody was kind of afraid to ask?
some of
Or,
them knew Conrad because they participated.
oh,
It was it was just horrible. It was just horrible. And lucky for me, when the referee assignments came out, the booking sheet came out, and if I was on the north end, the Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, that end, and I didn't go to Louisiana or Mississippi. That was the south end, and that's where Jack Howe and some of his buddies went, and that was just run wide open. Drugs, women, children. It was horrible. So not having to get booked there, I sacrificed some money,
right.
but I maintained some level of peace of mind. I went through some of the worst times in my life trying to figure out, am I at the wrong place
Right.
at the wrong time, or should I just go do something else? I needed 17 hours to graduate. I wish I had graduated. If I had everything to do all over again, I'd have made sure I graduated. And I'm proud of my daughters who graduated. They got higher educations. But I stressed that all their life. You know, you got to have plan B. Always have a plan B of some sort. It may be a stopgap, temporary plan B, but you got to have options. And you are the one that will create your options. So I, I just, it was, it was, it was the Wild West, man. It was the Wild effing West.
You were pretty plain in saying you felt like Leroy would have stopped it, but he couldn't see it.
Mhm.
Did Watts see any of this? How did
Oh
he?
hell yeah! That's when Watts came back uh, for his to take over. The Grizzlies stayed around a little while, but
Sweetan was out.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them were out. But you know, you got a little territory. You got 16, 18 guys in a territory, so you
Right.
can't just go crazy and clean house. What are you going to replace the guys that you're cleaning house with? Who's going to, you know, who you bringing in to make? You still got to sell tickets, and it takes time to get people over. So you got to keep guys around a little while to get the juice out of them that you've invested. In other words, Sweet Ten probably lost a Cowboy 10 times on his way out. I refereed some of them. It's funny how guys work. When Sweet Ten will work with a baby face other than Watts and Hodge, again, Hodge, like Luthez said, oh, he's a different deal. Hold on. Hodge, different deal. Uh, the, uh, oh, hell, he worked different. He was a bully to all these baby faces.
Right.
And stiff, you know, all that stuff. He hit me so hard one night, it bloodied my nose, and he did it on purpose. One of these deals. So where you step over just a little bit more, so I get a better shot at you. Boom,
Elbow right in the nose.
right in the nose. So what I learned there, you know what I learned about that situation, Conrad? He was right-handed. 310, the worthless piece of shit, was right-handed, and I was breaking him on the right side. So in other words, I put my fat ass face right in front of his boom.
Yeah.
So if I when I would going forward, I learned that you break on the opposite side.
Right.
And referees that are working a match with the right-handed wrestlers and they're breaking on the right side are making a massive mistake. It's simple. Just take a step around,
Right.
take a step this way or whatever, you know. So it was, I learned a lot, but he was a bully, a bad guy, bad person. You know, how, how would you even, I don't even understand, man, how he could hang around as long as he did. He had a long run. He worked in San Antonio and around Central States, this nickel and dime shit. He never got a big break. And the irony of that is he was a pretty good hand.
Why did wrestling allow a culture like this to exist back then?
Well, there was no sanctioning bodies of any magnitude.
But wouldn't promoters talk to each other like Why wouldn't so and so give a heads up to another promoter?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think it's just some kind of honor among thieves.
that's a shame, man.
It's like you learn a lot about the Italian mafia on The Sopranos. I still watch it on Facebook as expose my ignorance. I have fun watching it. Those little clips.
Yeah,
I like those because they tell you that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Boom, boom, boom. I like that. It's quick. Uh, but it's just funny that in that world of mystique and mystery, so to in a large degree, uh, it's just what guys will compromise themselves in doing. How many? Okay, here's a good question for you. How do you combat adultery in pro wrestling? If you're a responsible owner and you want to do what's right for the family of the talent you got, not only financially but morally and all that stuff, then how do you condone uh, those out of marriage relationships? I'm not saying you should. Maybe that's taking it way over the line. Probably is. But seriously, people they turn their heads on things, and so I just I feel you're kind of between a rock and a hard spot. So crazy shit, Connie. Crazy shit, buddy.